Welcome back. I'm back. This is James to the weekly news brought to you by Bunny Strike Studios and Games Revealed. Whatever words I say, it's in the script, right? So, I'm back. I'm playing. I've been playing a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's been free. Hopefully, you didn't miss out on that. And it's going to be something we're going to be covering in the near future because it's also coming out this year. But just a little bit of an intro. Halo Infinite is still alive. Resident Evil 8 is still fun to play, meaning I've played both demos now, and it is an awesome game. And don't miss out on the little gift at the end of the video that we're gonna give to you. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So let's get into it. Halo Infinite is coming out this year, maybe. I know they push it off a year because it's gonna be a launch title. We just hope it's gonna be good. And it's reported to be coming out in quarter 3 or 4. I'd assume 4 during the holiday season. That's usually when big games come out. Halo Infinite will support a cross-play and cross-progression on Xbox and PC. Multiplayer customization and progress will sync across PC and Xbox, which is always what I want to hear because I play across PC and console. Just all depends on what I'm doing. If I'm playing with friends, oftentimes it's going to be on the system, especially if it's co-op or someone has to be on my console. Love that feature about consoles. Now, just a little short list because there's more new stuff on Halo. LAN play. You're gonna be able to host a local multiplayer server on PC that you can join from both PC and Xbox. Crossplay, which we've already talked about. Adjusted FOV, which allows you to go up to 120 degrees. So for people that get motion sick and all that don't like the default, which is usually like 90. They can change that. Mouse and keyboard support on both PC and console, which I love, even though I don't normally hook up my mouse and keyboard to the console. I love the idea that I could do that. They're also doing ultra wide monitor support, and it looks beautiful. And we'll have a photo right there for you guys to see wherever that. The minimum maximum frame rate. Everything is sounding so good. It's not going to be a lazy port. It sounds like it was designed for console and PC, and doesn't help that consoles are pretty much PCs these days. So I'm excited for Halo Infinite. I definitely think it's going to be something that's going to get me back into the Halo universe. I started getting bored after Halo 4, so let's hope this is amazing. And from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. It looks a little potatoey in the early trailers, but it looks pretty good. Into the next section, which is Resident Evil 8. I know, surprise, this has been the thing I've come back to on every one of these news, I believe. It's Resident Evil 8. And, I'm wearing the shirt, the hat for this news because I played the demos. I played The Village, and I played The Castle, and they are great games. It feels like a continuation of Res 7, but with a little Resident Evil 4 added into it, and that's never a bad thing because Resident Evil 4 is one of the best games. In fact, Resident Evil 4 and 7 are some of the best games of the whole Resident Evil series, and so it's great to see that sequels can be amazing. And this is a sequel to 7, and it looks and plays amazingly. Like, they have some of the best characters in this game that I've seen in a Resident Evil in a while. So I'm really excited to go to the shop and see the good old shopkeep that's going to be in this one. It's going to be a little different than Resident Evil 4, where it's a what you buying coat guy who's always flashing you his wares. So I want to give a little bit of advice. Go buy it if you're on PC. Go buy it at Green Man Gaming, and it's $15 off there. It's 15% off. That is 10% off at Newegg.com. And if you have any Dogecoin, if you invested in that a couple of months ago, you're going to be flush to buy plenty of Res 8. It's going to be 10% off there on Xbox. Unfortunately, not on PlayStation so far. So, good deals there. I will say, the hype so far for me is real. I really think this is going to be good. I don't think this is going to be like a Cyberpunk where it's a completely new universe. Resident Evil 8 didn't have a lot to lose in the sense it just had to stick to a certain formula, and it was going to be at the very bare minimum good. But from what I've played, it's great. So go, if you haven't played the demo yet, it's going to be coming out soon for everyone. The PlayStation exclusives are already gone, but soon. you'll be able to play the demo. Horizon Forbidden West. This is one I didn't know for sure I was going to add to this list, but I haven't really covered it much. I haven't seen a whole lot on it, but the release date is proposed to be 2021, sometime probably this holiday season, I'm assuming. But if you don't know much about it, it is a continuation of the original one, which is Horizon Zero Dawn, and I've been playing it, and it's a really good game. Definitely recommend it. If it's still free, which I think it's hitting towards the end of that free period, pick it up. If not, just buy it because it's worth giving some money back to those developers. It's going to have extreme weather. It's going to be underwater. It's going to have underwater biomes. It's going to have new enemies, and it just looks like a good continuation of the original. It's not going to change the formula too much, but it's going to add plenty of new things like underwater, and I think that's a good idea because that's going to be freaky with underwater robots. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play it. I already have hard enough time playing Subnautica, and they're not even robots. Robots just add the extra eeriness, I think, and that's one of the things that makes Horizon Zero Dawn kind of eerie to me is the soullessness of a robot, where they pretty much implant a soul because they do act like animals. Moving on, The Invisible Hand. It's coming May 7th. 2021, and it is an indie game, and it is a stock simulator per se. It's satirical. It's gonna be story driven, and it's a simulation. It's a stock simulator essentially, where you get to start a new career at a firm called Farius, where profits come before all other concerns. I think this is a little dig at what's happened with GameStop and AMC, where certain firms try to short them out and pretty much destroy the companies in the process. You get to be that company. You get to and it sounds like it's going to be pretty much you're going to try to be under the radar, not getting exposed to the stonkers out there, the people that love to go after the stonks like GameStop and AMC. It looks interesting. At the same time, if you have zero interest in stocks, I don't know if you're going to like it, but the memes are alive out there, and it looks pretty interesting, actually. That's why I wanted to throw it at the top of the news, because it's something different. So I want to go into the game news, the new games, that is. Outriders, I covered it a couple weeks ago. Its Metascore is at a 74 right now. I'm sure it's leveling off to about a 74 right now, meaning it's probably not going to change a whole lot more. PC Gamer gave it a 63. Game Informer gave it 9 out of 10, which, if we want to simplify those rating systems, a 90 out of 10, or to, standardize. I will have to say, from what I've seen, I haven't played it yet. I don't know if I recommend it unless you like, it's a looter shooter, and they're fun, but hasn't caught my interest yet. It looks interesting, I should say, but not quite my game. So, if you're into looter shooters, give it a try. If not, I'd take a pass. There's going to be better ones in the future. Returnal, one of the true first PlayStation 5 exclusives. It's not the first, obviously, but Returnal really is just different. There's no continuity. It's not like it's a Spider-Man. It's its own universe, and it is coming in at a hot 86 on the Metacritic score. I will have to say we have to wait until more publishers, publications that is, come out with additional reviews. But I will have to say it is looking like, yeah, it's an 86. I bought it. I'm going to be playing it soon. I'll let you guys know more about that in other channels. But 86, it definitely looks good. It looks pretty. I will have to say, if you don't know much about Returnal, at the bare minimum, here's this. A playthrough can take up to 2.5 hours, and you don't get a save. You don't get a save through these playthroughs. So, these runs, let's say what they are. So it looks like it's gonna be even harder than Dark Souls, is what I've heard. So, but it does come down to, I feel like, how you play and manage your resources and stuff like that. So I'll let you guys know more about that later. So a little bit more in the quick news. Titanfall 2 is fully free this weekend, which is May 1st through the 3rd, and it's going to be free on Steam. Because of, I believe this kind of came because it both went on sale earlier this week, And Apex Legends Season 9 is going to be having some hard hints or pieces of Titanfall 2's story, I believe, built into it. So, with that, it's on the charts. It's hit its record player count on Steam this week, which also says, hey, we want more Titanfall. Titanfall 3, please come. Don't be Valve and not release a third game. I love you, Valve. They release that third game or just skip to 4 if that's the problem is the 3. So, PlayStation 5 or Sony is going to be creating PlayStation 5 Nike sneakers, and they're coming this May. And if you're a PlayStation fan, man, and you like footwear, get it. Butterfingers and Final Fantasy XIV. This is the most bizarre one of the week, I would say. They've teamed up to unleash a cursed DLC mount, and I saw this and I thought of Chef's salty chocolate balls from South Park and that whole controversy with all Chef in South Park. But it's a mount, and it looks very bizarre. But if you like your Butterfingers and you like your Final Fantasy XIV, Shagwa, go and get it. It's going to be a great mount, I'm sure, because nothing speaks faster than just a chocolate-looking ball that you can ride. It looks bizarre, but fun. Breath of the Wild 2. Rumors are aspiring around that it's going to be releasing with the Switch Pro early 2022. We're not 100% sure, but that's what the rumors say. And all I got to say is thank you, because Breath of the Wild 1 is awesome. Breath of the Wild 2 looks to be awesome, and I just want that Switch Pro so bad. So I'll be picking up both if that is the case. On to the next little piece of news. It's not really little, but we'll see. It's a little bit of a competitor for Pokemon Go, where you get to slay monsters. If you haven't guessed yet, it's The Witcher Monster Slayer. It's opening early access registration right now for Android players. So if you're an Android Android phone owner, you can play Witcher Monster Slayer early. It's essentially just Pokemon Go, where you can slay monsters in an AR environment where you go to locations and find monsters and slay them. A little different than capturing them, a little less wholesome, but if they're terrorizing everyone in the area, you need to make sure you do your Witcher best and beat those enemies of those monsters. Activision CEO takes a 50% cut to his pay, while CD Projekt Red execs get a fat bonus for their great release of Cyberpunk 2077. I like Cyberpunk, but I will admit the release was a cluster F. It was not great, and I don't know if they should be getting, the execs should not be getting the raises. Those are the raises. Those bonuses should be going to the workers that probably put in the most amount of work. So, interesting news on that. 50% cut. Activision's Blizzard's it's not like they've been doing great anyways. They need to get back to their roots. Make us good games. Hopefully Diablo 4 will be great. Resident Evil Reverse delayed to summer 2021, which is just a couple more months, I think, past when they were kind of planning on it. They had an early access. It did not go well on Steam. I saw the reviews. It did not work out well. I saw the footage. It looks okay. So I don't know if a couple months is going to fix that, but we'll see, because I really think they pushed it because it did not get good reception. Black Mesa opens an interdimensional Zen museum. It's an official mod from the creators of Black Mesa. They went through, so the past 5 years, they really spent a lot of time on the Zen world, right? And if you've ever played Half-Life 1, Black Mesa really changes the Zen world in a lot of ways. And I think in almost every way, it's definitely better. But during the process, they did change up the Zen world a little bit. The Crowbar Collective, the guys that make Black Mesa. And you can try out different levels, different iterations of the Zen world throughout that 5-year development process in this Zen museum. And I'll be honest, that's really awesome that they did something like this. I definitely have to say kudos to you guys. On to the little free bit. The stuff that you've been waiting for, maybe. I did mention at the beginning of this that I have a little bit of a surprise, a prize, per se. It's not nothing I'm going to give to you in the sense of monetary or physically, but a little bit of advice coming out and this is coming out in May. PlayStation is going to be getting Wreckfest, Battlefield 5, and Stranded Deep on the if you have a PlayStation Plus membership, that's your free monthly games. Wreckfest is for PS5. The other two are for PS4. It's definitely not one of their better months, but it's still free games. And if you have the time, which, we're still in this pandemic and you still probably have some free time, go play those. Nothing better than a good old Battlefield, right? Or wrecking cars. Okay, Xbox Live Gold games for May will be Armello, Dungeons 3, Batman, Lego Batman, and Tropico 4. To be honest, Tropico 4 is my favorite one out of those four. The other ones are fun. That being said, I haven't played Armello or much of Dungeons 3, but it's definitely it's an okay lineup. May's gonna be decent. They're free though. Can't really complain. I definitely say Sony won if this was a battle. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and bash that bell with your crowbar. And thank you once again for supporting us. And if you have any questions, if we missed anything, just leave it down in the comments below and share your knowledge. Share what you know with us. And thank you for watching. Catch you guys next time. Later!